Early QB, late QB, middle round QB, mix of both. What's your favorite draft strategy in 2025 as it relates to quarterback? We're going to break that down. We're going to take your phone calls, your super chats. I'm going to tell you what and when to deploy and how to deploy it, how to identify what to deploy, early quarterback, late quarterback. It really is more simple than people make it out to be. There is no locking into place a scenario. I'm drafting late quarterback. I'm drafting early quarterback. So many things go into it. The Fantasy Football Show, Graveyard Edition, After Hour Edition, live midnight-ish, sometimes a little later like tonight, Eastern, almost every single night. And we're also live when news breaks. We're also live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. File on into the live stream. We'll be drafting and deploying and executing upon early quarterback, late quarterback, all these quarterback strategies in a draft tonight. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, ladies and gentlemen. We're always live whenever news breaks. We're always live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're also live midnight Eastern. Like I said, we're talking early quarterback tonight. Where do you draft a quarterback? How early do you take a quarterback? Is taking Josh Allen at the top of round 3 okay? Yeah, it is. Is it okay to pass on him too? Yeah, it is. And everything revolves around best player available. BPA. And if you think differently, I've got news for you. You're wrong. Now, could you say something to the effect of, I go late quarterback, Smitty, and then BPA in a particular draft that I'm watching you deploy and execute upon? Do you have a great team? Do you walk out with the best team possible? Yes, because there is a chance at any moment, early quarterback, late quarterback, mid-round quarterback, double, bully QB stacking could end up being the best player available. You might luck out and have the board fall in a way that your set in stone strategy of early or late quarterback drafting makes you have a great team. That's called luck of the draw to a degree. But at the end of the day, you should always be deciding that based on best player available. Now, it's not as complicated as people make it out, and I'll go over it here on the board, and we'll pull up this team that we keep talking about constantly on this channel, which is one of my favorite builds. And let's just use the same build, or you know what, let's do something different. We'll pull up, we'll go Bijan in round 1. We haven't done a Bijan in round 1 type of mock-up for a while, so he deserves our praise. We'll go Bijan in round 1. We'll go, let's take Bucky off the board. We always go Bucky, so let's go a different route. Let's go wide receiver shopping for a change in round 2. Who's a good wide receiver to take? Let's say London falls. He doesn't always fall, but I love London. London's a fantastic player. These are 2 Atlanta Falcons. Very good offense. This might make you in best ball think Penix Jr. So there's all kinds of quarterback strategies that you got to be able to walk and chew gum and do backflips at the same time to some degree. But here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do. When you get to this 3rd round territory, this is a sort of roadblock, a fork in the road. Every single time you're on the clock, think of it like you're a fork in the road. You have Jaden Daniels potentially on the board right here, right? You're looking at JD5. You're maybe looking at Josh Allen at this pick right here as well. Josh Allen at the 3rd round selection. Might you go Josh Allen in the 3rd round? Sure. These are both quarterbacks that are on the table, so let's set them aside. The trigger point for you to jump off and grab one of these quarterbacks is if you're sitting there in the middle of round 3, you picked Bijan in the middle, roughly, of round 1. You took London roughly the middle of round 2. Just to make things simple, you're picking the middle of 3 and 4. And let's just make it right smack in the middle. And let's pretend London and Bijan fall. If you think they're not going to fall in your draft, who cares? Just play along with the quarterback scenario here. You're sitting here and you see a wide receiver like Garrett Wilson, who has 2nd round potential sitting here. Do I go early quarterback, or do I say, let me punt early quarterback here and re-attack it in round 4 if it falls the right way? Yes. That's the only move to make. You don't sit here and go, I'm going Josh Allen no matter what. I'm going Jaden Daniels no matter what. You don't plan it like that, because you might leave meat on the bone. You might be punting a better scenario. So the only thing you ask yourself is at each fork in the road, is JD5 or Josh Allen better than Garrett Wilson? Is he better than, let's say Garrett Wilson's not on the board. Let's say you get to a point where you see MHJ there. You like MHJ, but you don't necessarily like MHJ more than a wide receiver maybe here in your mind. Maybe you quietly like Deebo Samuel over in 6 more than MHJ here. You don't have to love every player that we love on this channel. And I do like MHJ. I do love getting my fix of MHJ in drafts. But maybe you don't. Maybe this is the top wide receiver available to you and you don't like it. That's when you go in the direction of Josh Allen. There's no you lose a league because you go Josh Allen. I don't know who told people that last year. And people are like, you can't go early quarterback. Yes, you can. You can. Why? And I don't want to hear if you say something like good quarterbacks fall. You're just regurgitating what you're hearing. You're regurgitating what you're hearing. Like a parrot is what it is.
Hello.
Every time I hear someone say something along the lines of,
He saw it on another channel. He's a repeating Roger.
Smitty, this is a situation where we've gone over this before. If you draft an early quarterback, there's other quarterbacks later that you could have. And I'd rather have the wide receiver or running back in round 3. This is not the case. You can get Hendy in 5. You can grab other other running backs and wide receivers, Deebo in 6. You can grab all kinds of players all over the board that if you equate apples to apples and you say Josh Allen and Deebo versus a wide receiver right here, even if it's someone I love like JSN and quarterback right here. And now I could say JSN and Mahomes, and I love Mahomes in 6 and 7, and that's one of those rare players this year that we get to take full advantage of that almost makes middle round quarterback better than any other strategy. But in best ball, I'm taking Mahomes in 6 or 7 no matter what I've done with early quarterback. Almost every time I've drafted Josh Allen or JD5 in 3, I've drafted Mahomes in 6 or 7 as well as a 1 QB bully QB strategy. Bully QB meaning you're bullying the rest of your league by absorbing more of the quarterbacks. And you're also bullying them in scoring, because in optimal scoring on best ball, which we'll draft tonight in, if you have 2 QBs like Josh Allen and Mahomes, you don't decide each week who to start. Your top scoring quarterback starts for you, so you're bullying people to death. It's called bully QB. It's fantastic. And it does, Mahomes' availability doesn't affect whether I go Allen or JD5 here. But if I do find that there's a Garrett Wilson, a potential player that Kyren Williams is another example of a running back that has me almost 9 times out of 10 going Kyren. You could say Chase Brown. You could say, Bucky were to fall. He falls in grandma leagues in some context. He usually goes like mid round 2. So don't even think about getting him in a shark league, in a league where people know what the hell they're talking about. But I've seen Bucky go at 3.10, 3.5, 3.2 in grandma leagues that really don't know what the hell's going on. It happens, so just be mindful of that. I would take Bucky over Allen, JD5, any quarterback without a hesitation. I'd strongly consider Breece Hall. I think he falls at 4.1. So if you have a middle pick of each round, you're not going to get him at 4.5. So you have to contemplate it there. I would not only strongly consider taking Kyren. Again, 9 times out of 10, I'm taking Kyren over Josh Allen or JD5. Now, this is not to say I don't like going Josh Allen and JD5. It's me telling you best player available is Kyren every time if Josh Allen, JD5, and Kyren are on the board. So I do find myself a lot of the time not going Josh Allen and JD5 because usually when I'm on the clock in round 3, I've got a Kyren. I've got somebody that I love and draft, in this territory every single time practically, or a combo of guys. Now, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I'm just merely saying that you're going to go that direction. So let's put Kyren here. Let's say Kyren Williams is there. We punt early quarterback. But, so that takes Josh Allen off the board. Josh Allen's not falling to round 4 in any realistic, solid league, but JD5 can. But JD5 might be gone by the middle of that round. So let's take him off the board. And let's swing on over to Jalen Hurts, who's going to be likely available in most every league at that spot. Joe Burrow is going to be likely available. Lamar might be gone. Now you're faced with the question of, do you go Joe Burrow in the middle of 4? Do you go Jalen Hurts in the middle of 4? I love both of them, and both of them win you leagues in the middle of 4. But other players win you leagues as well. And because of the Mahomes factor being available in 6, 7, again, it doesn't affect me drafting Mahomes if I already take a Burrow or a Hurts or a JD5 or Josh Allen in best ball specifically, mainly. But I would even consider it in non-best ball if I felt like I was playing with such grandmas, I could get away with it. I'd strongly consider it. But having bully quarterback in non-best ball doesn't really actually execute as as bully QB, because you are a human being and you're not going to pick the right starter each week, even based on matchups. So you end up kind of shooting yourself in the foot by having 2 elite quarterbacks in non-best ball, because you'll make the wrong decision over and over and over. But it is certainly fun to try if the price is right. But in best ball, I will forego Burrow and Hurts if I love the round 4 running back or wide receiver more or equal to these 2 quarterbacks, because I know Mahomes is waiting. But again, I don't not draft Mahomes because I go quarterback. It's 2 different roads, 2 different one-way roads. So if I'm sitting here and I don't like the players that are available, if we're sitting here and I've got to roll with I don't know, and I'm not saying I don't like players like DK and Tyreek Hill and JMO, but these are all players I'm not taking over Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and JD5 and Jalen Hurts. Never. Olave, hell no. Other players that come to mind that people might consider: Waddle, no thank you, hell no. Who else might fall? I like Travis Hunter a lot here, so I do consider that. But like, what ends up happening is, if I have like an RJ Harvey available in round 4, I'm smashing that 9 times or 10 times out of 10 over Joe Burrow and Hurts, just because I know I've got the Mahomes factor. The Mahomey factor is waiting for me. So that's my fork in the road. If Harvey's there, I'm taking Harvey all day long. If Hampton's there, I strongly consider Hampton. Henderson's more of a round 5 guy, and I would strongly consider him in late 4 if I needed to, but we're talking about a draft slot in the middle of 4, so we're going to put Hendy here. So I'm not going to be worried about taking him yet. We'll get to the quarterback in round 5 scenario where Hendy's name will come up. We're talking about Harvey. We're talking about Hampton. If Hampton's there in 4, I strongly consider that over early quarterback. If we're talking, as I said, Hunter, I love Hunter. JSN, if he falls in grandma leagues. Rashee Rice, if he falls in grandma leagues. These are all players I strongly consider over drafting an early quarterback. Devontae Adams goes in round 3 more so than round 2, so that's not really a conversation willing to have with you for very long, because I don't think it's relevant. But here's a player that I think if I'm stuck in a spot where I'd love to get Smith and Hurts if I could, like, somehow, but it doesn't. I'm not taking Smith in round 3. Could I take Hurts in round 3 and Smith in round 4? It's possible in best ball. I'd consider that in a rare circumstance, just to get that stack one time or something. But I'll tell you what, as much as I love Smith, and I do, I'm taking Burrow over Smith. And so that would be like the quality of player that drops off enough, not to say I don't like Smith, I like him a lot, but to make me go Burrow in round 4, to make me go Jalen Hurts over Devontae Smith in round 4. These are players that I would definitely go with the quarterback. If Breece Hall falls to this pick for whatever reason, that we're talking middle of round 4, usually he's at top of 4, but just to give you an idea, I'm taking Hall over Burrow and Hurts. So this is why I'm going through these scenarios, so you know what my best player available is in these scenarios, how I'm breaking it down. As much as I love DK Metcalf, I'm taking Joe Burrow and Hurts, as I mentioned, over DK Metcalf. Even if Tyreek Hill fell, which he's going in round 2, this is me taking a stand and letting you know how I really feel. If Hill was sitting here in round 4, I'm taking one of the quarterbacks over mother freaking bum Tyreek Hill. Flowers, no thank you. DJ Moore, hell no. Quarterback. Give me quarterback. Mike Evans, tempting, interesting. Probably go quarterback. Probably go one of the quarterbacks over Mike Evans. Call me crazy. Call me whatever you want. If I dip into the RBs, Laporta, I'm taking Kittle. I'm taking the quarterback over Laporta and Kittle. Why? Because I love Evan Ingram. I love grabbing Andrews and Likely stacking together. I love grabbing a lot of these late sleeper tight ends. So I'm probably gonna head in that direction. Kenneth Walker, much as I love the guy, I'm taking the early quarterback. It all comes down to best player available. Anybody that says, and if anybody in the live chat has already told you, I go this, I'm not going early quarter. I'm telling you, don't listen to that. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's one of the longest time followers of this channel. Understand what I'm saying. It is a case-by-case situation that you've got to decide on. Don't listen to anybody that's setting in stone that they're going to go do something. Saying I'm going to draft no early quarterback or saying I'm going to draft early quarterback before the board's even revealed itself is like saying in the 19th move of the chess game, I'm going to put my queen in the center of the board because that move probably will be the right place that it can be at the right time. This is such a similar and dumb strategy to actually cement yourself into something before the board has revealed itself to you. It's that simple. And when you get into, let's say in this scenario, Joe Burrow is not on the board anymore for us because we didn't go Joe Burrow. We didn't go with Hurts. We didn't go, let's say Hall doesn't fall there. Let's say MHJ is not going to fall that far. Let's say in round 4, we took Harvey. Let's say Harvey was our boy. Where's my Harvey graphic? Let's put Harvey back on the board. So let's say I went Bijan, I went robust RB, triple RBs. Look at this. This is a great team. Bijan, London, Kyron, Harvey. And we get to round 5. In round 5, that's going to be Bo Nix. Maybe if you're lucky, if you're just damn lucky, with a Burrow or somebody falls there. And let me tell you this. There's going to be, even with Hendy there, there's going to be it's going to be very hard for me to pass on a Burrow or a Hurts if they were sitting there in 5. And you'll see those quarterbacks go as early as 3 in grandma leagues. You'll see them go sometimes top of 5 in like a best ball draft from time to time. So you just understand, you don't draft, your league isn't the center of the universe. If anybody says Burrow now falling to 5, stop talking. Stop talking. No one cares about your league. Your league's so great. Nobody lets Burrow fall. Yes, they do. I do this for a living. I see it every day. I see screenshots of this team and that team. I see it every day. Burrow goes in 3 in one league. Burrow goes in 5 in another league. It happens all the time. So stop. Stop acting like your league is the center of the universe, Steve7551. Okay? So if in fact a quarterback of that nature, top 5, falls into the 5th round, you take him. So please tell me you typed this after I said this, or I'm putting you in a 30-minute timeout, Mike. Admit it now, or you're going into 30-minute timeout. I'm just hoping to God you actually typed that after in as a joke, because if you didn't, you're in timeout for 30 minutes. So you get to round 5, and those quarterbacks are not around. You get in this territory, and you're starting to think of Mahomes. You're starting to think of Bo Nix. Okay, so let's put those boys on the board. They're deserving to be in this situation. Dom says Harvey at 4 is a reach. Okay, Dom. Dom, I can tell. Dom, tell me you haven't drafted a lot this year so far, and you just swung back in with your magazines in the backpack without telling me that you have the magazines piled high up on the back in a bag, bro, or in a fanny pack in the front. Tell me you don't know what's up with Harvey, Dom, without telling me. In fact, Dom, is this you right here, Dom? I think this is you. Hey. Hold on. That didn't play. Is this you?
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.
Maybe that is dumb. I don't know. But anyway, back to the board and just saying that if we get to this 5 territory, we're thinking Mahomes. We're probably not taking him. It depends on your league. I will tell you that in a grandma league, just like I talked about Burrow going at 5.2 in this league over here, and Burrow going in the 3rd round in this league over here, that no one's worlds are the same. You all live in different Spider-Verses, okay? And I'm sitting above all of them, watching everybody, and I can see them all, and you can't see each other's. So some of you are across the stream, some of you aren't. I see it all happening, but some of you don't know, and you think your league is where the world, the center of the universe. Bo Nix and Mahomes are on alert here. Okay, you've got to have them in your mind, top of mind. And how do you know what league is going to do this and what league's not going to draft Mahomes or Nix early in 5 or 6? If your pre-rank list, your suggested rank, tells the sheep in your league, hey, top-ranked player at this moment in time is Patrick Mahomes. How long do you think Mahomes floats at the top of that pre-ranked list, the suggested rank? Probably about 2 picks, maybe 0. Maybe goes to the next pick. Your league, when they get to round 5, your magazine drafters, your work league, your water cooler league, your Aunt Edna's league, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no clue what they're talking about. They have no clue what to do past round 3. So if the system says Mahomes is the top-ranked guy, he's going at 5. I'm sorry, he's going within 1 to 5 picks. No doubt about it. Probably 1 to 2 picks if Mahomes is the top suggested player. So don't think Mahomes can't go 5.1, 4.10. I know leagues where people have drafted Mahomes in a 1 QB inside round 2. You just don't know who you're drafting with, but you got to look at your pre-rank list. It'll probably give you an 80 to 90% certainty of where players are going to go. So this is where you're considering these players. The thing is, when you get to a point, like especially an underdog, when you know these guys will fall, and you've got a Hendy, a Henderson, Where's my Henderson graphic? I think I got it in here somewhere. Where the hell did Hendy go? Damn. Oh, Hendy. Let's see here. There he is. Okay. So let's say Hendy goes right here in round 5. I'm passing on Mahomes and Nix in round 5 to get 1 in round 6. This is your ultimate end game. I don't play around and let Mahomes fall to 7. I'll take him in 6, especially in best ball where his ADP is between 6 and 7. It's not 5. Don't run your mouth. It's not 4. Don't run your mouth. Smitty, is this super flex? Does it look like super flex, Mike? Does it look like super flex? No, it's not super flex. You'd see all the quarterbacks in round 1, Mike. And Superflex is really easy. You take all your quarterbacks essentially in round 1 until the top 5 or 6 are gone, and then it's kind of just you gotta play it by ear. This is not an exact science past that. You gotta maybe go Jamar Chase, maybe go Genty, Bijan, etc., and then try and get like a Kyler or Nix in round 2, and then try and navigate the QB space that way. And it's a no blanket statement type of situation. It's a case by case there. If you don't get a top 5 pick in a super flex to get one of the top 5 quarterbacks, and I include Mahomes in that, you can usually get Mahomes around 6 or 7 in a super flex. So if you don't get a top 6 to 7 pick in super flex, you're kind of behind the 8 ball the entire draft. And you better hope to God Kyler or Nix or Dak fall to you in round 2, and you better go non-QB in round 1. So Mahomes is your last resort. Obviously Lamar and it Hurts and Josh Allen and JD5 and Burrow, those guys are in that top 6, 7, right? And then after that, if you don't get a top 6, 7 pick, you're kind of behind. You're kind of not in a good shot, a good chance to win the league. I'm just telling you, it's not a good spot to be from. Still try. I'm not saying give up, but you're not in a good spot. This is a good spot. In best ball, 1 QB, this is what you're aiming for. Now, this is not saying that you are going to draft 4 RBs here. I'm merely showing you the best picks in each round. If we were trying to make this into an actual team, you could throw Hendy in here. You could throw a wide receiver like DK there. Let me go wide receiver shopping instead of Hendy and make this a complete team. Let's see here. Wide receiver instead of Hendy in round 5. Man, when Hunter falls there, it's beauty. It's glory. Part of me wonders if some of you are going to let Rice fall to 5 instead of 4 now because of the whole, he's got another lawsuit that's totally not going to do anything. Well, we're scared. We're scared, Scotty, Smitty. Pickens is nice. Pickens is nice. You know what else is nice is if, sorry, B-John, we've had you up here for a while. Let's kind of share the stage. Let's go CeeDee Lamb now and put Lamb and Pickens on the same best ball roster. And again, in non-best ball, I'm not as keen on drafting, multiple players and stacking it this way. But if this was the team that you drafted, let's take London out and let's put Bucky on the board here instead of London. So London, thank you for playing. London, you are excused. Let's get Bucky in the mix here, or Achane. We use Bucky a lot. Let's use Achane here. Achane's been falling to the middle of the second like clockwork lately. It's crazy, bro. People are out of their absolute freaking minds right now. I have no idea what people are doing, but it's moronic.
Got him.
Achane. Achane.
So Achane in round 2, Lamb in round 1, Kyron round 3, Harvey round 4, Pickens round 5, Mahomes in round 6. If you can get away with it, go another player in 7, and then come in swinging. Like let's go. If you can do this with Dak, do it. If you can't, take Dak in 7. But this is that 1 QB bully quarterback situation where I strongly advise doing it. If you can get Dak even later, then you're gonna get Dak later. But this is one of my favorite approaches in fantasy football 2025 is to get the Lamb, Pickens, Dak stack, but get it in conjunction with the Mahomes, Kelsey, even like Jalen Royals and Brashard Smith on the team somewhere at the end. This right here, it's like, can I get somebody that truly believes this team can't win a league to admit it in the chat so we can screenshot it? Or if someone's brave enough to call in, and don't call in and pretend, don't call in and say you like it, don't call in and go, hey Smitty, I got a dynasty question for you. I'm not asking you to call in for that right now. I'm asking somebody that truly believes that this team can't win a league to call in right now if they want, or leave a message in the live chat, leave a message at the tone. I'd love to know if someone thinks that this is not a team that's winning championship after championship. Look at this squad. This is the craziest situation. Smitty, CD in the second is crazy, says Nick. Nick, who's taking CD in the second? Nobody, Nick. What are you even talking about? What are you running your mouth about? What is this even saying here? Smitty, CD in the second is crazy. What is this? What are you talking about? This is crazy. This is crazy. Wait, never mind Achane in a second. No, Nick, you don't say. Good God. What are some of you doing right now? Pay attention. This is a classroom. You'd be failing. I give you an E. What are we doing, bro? This is phenomenal. Is anybody going to say this isn't going to win a championship? I'd love to know. I'm waiting. Where are you? Where are the haters right now that say that this isn't winning a championship? That's what I thought. Class dismissed. Class dismissed. And now, before we open the phone line, those of you that have been given instructions on the Patreon, you know what to do. You know what to do, and do it now. Anybody that wants to get in to the drafts, we're going to let Patreon members, I think, get in on this first going forward. If you're a Patreon member, I'll let you know what draft we're getting into. So I told you on the Patreon, it's sitting right there. We're going to jump into a draft. We're going to open the phone lines. Phone lines are actually open now. Let's open them right now. Dial into the show. Do it live.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
We'll jump in. Let me get this cooking over here. Harvard not available. Who would be equal? Travis Hunter would be great. I'd take Hendy early if I needed to. There's so many options, bro. But I just went over that. I just went over if he's not there, that's when and a couple of those players, I already just went over that. That's when the quarterback comes into the mix. That's why I just spent about 30 minutes going over, If those players that I literally mapped out aren't there, then you're starting to consider the quarterback. That's my whole point of tonight's show.
Yo, Smitty.
What's up? Who's this? Where you calling?
This Dom live chat. Right?
What's up, Dom? What can I do for you?
Well, I feel guilty if I take 18 for CNC in the 102.
What do I look like?
2 point. My bad.
Why would I want you to take Christian McCaffrey at all, bro? What are you talking about?
Oh, upside RB1 upside is there, bro.
No, it's not. Why is it there? Why is it there? Why is it there? Because it was there once. How is it there? He's got chronic bilateral Achilles tendonitis, tore his PCL at the end of the year, constantly nagging knee injuries, almost misses time throughout the year, every year because of knee injuries. His knees are breaking, bro, right in front of your very eyes. Yeah, and his offensive line is going to crumble. This is not even a hesitation. There's no Christian McCaffrey in round 2 for me. I wouldn't take Christian McCaffrey in round 2 at all. I don't care if he's a 2-1-2.
Games, like, healthy.
Let's say I grow a tail. Let's say I grow a tail. What happens then? I just say it like you're throwing out these wild things like, oh, let's say he plays, but when he's healthy, that's the line everybody uses. Smitty, but when Christian McCaffrey's in his prime 3 years ago and healthy, are we in the DeLorean right now, bro? Are we in the DeLorean? Can you dial
23?
Can we dial back and go into 1985 and then get the Gray Sports Almanac, then jump into 2023 and get a little Christian McCaffrey side action going? Like, what are we talking about, man?
I love 18, but like, come on, I love 18, bro. I feel he has to have a great season, especially
absolutely.
Underrated factor, I think.
He absolutely will.
When Brees Hall was playing with Zach Wilson, he was the RB3. I think he was RB3. I'm not sure, but Zach Wilson loves his checkdowns, and I think 18. I'm not complaining.
Well, Zach Wilson is hopefully never getting in that lineup, by the way.
If he does,
I don't know why you're talking about Zach Wilson.
Not gonna be like that.
Yeah, well, yours might be the guy, so who knows?
Oh yeah, that is good.
Jump in, guys. Go to the Patreon. I told you what draft we're getting in. All right, bro. Anything else?
Okay. One more thing. I'm sorry. I told the viewers for QB. Like I have the 3.11 right now. So what should I target at QB? Because it's usually I have Fritz against the last option. That's it. I have Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. I have like Burrow.
I mean, did you not watch anything that I swear, this is like when Miss Smitty tells me like what's going on for the week. Like, okay, tomorrow I need to do this tomorrow, and then I come out the hallway and I'm like, hey, so what are we doing tomorrow? I'm like, bro, I just went over. I went out because I have a different. I know, but I just went over. I just went over when to take a quarterback for 50 minutes. For 30 minutes, bro. For 30 minutes.
I just want a more specific view on.
I'm not taking McLaurin. I didn't mention McLaurin as any of the options that are forcing me away from an elite top 3 quarterback. I like McLaurin, but it's not. Look, the time to jump on McLaurin was when we said to jump all over it last year. Drafting him around 3 or top of 4 is not the best choice. 4 is okay, but Debo's there. Debo's going to take a lot from him. And JD5 is so deserving of a 3rd round pick. If you're sitting there going, well, who's here? Who do I just go wide receiver? If you're not going, I'm taking him. I'm taking him. Like we talked about. All right, I gotta go, bro. I gotta do this draft. Call back in a little bit if you got another question.
Yeah, you got.
All right, later. All right. So we've got who's in this draft? Got Ray G in the building. Got Miles up in here. Okay, so this is a weeklies. We decided to do a weeklies draft. And I'm not sitting up here saying I'm not going to answer people's, questions about early quarterbacks. It's what the show's about. So, bro, you want to call back in? A weekly draft. If you want to call back in, I will definitely have another conversation with you about early quarterback, because that's what the show is about. But it's just, I mean, we went over it for a reason, and I feel like we hit it in pretty good detail. But there are going to be other player names that you might want to say, well, what about this guy? So it's okay to do that. Early quarterback or Trey McBride? Obviously Trey McBride. Early quarterback or Achane? Of course, we're talking Achane's round 2. I'm not going early quarterback round 2. I'm going to early quarterback round 3. So you start getting down to like the, obviously Bucky over early quarterback. Tyreek Hill, no, give me early quarterback. Kyron Williams over early quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr. is really close. Chase Brown's really close. His preference at that point. Early quarterback over Mike Evans. Early quarterback over James Cook. On the clock right here. Let's go with Malik motherfreaking Neighbors, baby. Doing it live. Doing it live. Doing it live. Love it, love it, love it. VT, nice pick. Love that. Not going to get Achane from Ray G. I realize that. But you know what? How many times can you draft Puka and Neighbors at the same time? That's filthy. I don't think I've ever done that. Jeez. Not a big Puka dynasty owner fan. Because you're talking about a guy that puts his body through so much that I have a feeling he's missing lots of games. But this is underdog. This is best ball. This is redraft. Not really concerned about Puka in those situations. But what else we got? And guys, don't forget these hats are linked to the live stream as a product to purchase if you want. And the link is also in the description of every video. Yeah, look at that Puka Malik. Pretty good. I like that. I haven't done a wide receiver in a while either. Let's see how this goes. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Drake London, Bucky, AJ Brown, Nico. I took Puka and Devon Achane round out from most recently picked to the 2.1 on back. Bowers and Lamb, love that. Drake London and Genty's really nice. Henry and Bucky, solid if you believe Henry's going to stay healthy. Christian McCaffrey, pick 9, love it. McCaffrey moving into the first round has just been a blessing in disguise for all of us.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Keep it coming, man. Tell everybody. McCaffrey, attention everybody. McCaffrey now has first round value again. Please continue. He's just bumping everybody down. I mean, how could you get Puka if you didn't get McCaffrey in there at 9? I wouldn't have got Puka. Achane goes early because Ray G took him, but he's been falling to the mid-second round lately, so you can definitely take advantage of that. Bucky falls a little later than 17 these days. There's 2 early quarterbacks, which I don't think those are our people, but keep in mind, weeklies is a little different, and we didn't go over that yet. In weeklies, quarterbacks go early. In weeklies, quarterbacks go early because they score a ton of points, so they go a little bit earlier. Not all of them, just like the big guns usually go a little bit earlier. Then once the big guns are gone, it levels back out. But early quarterback is a little bit more advantageous in weekly winners because quarterbacks can score 300, wide receivers, running backs will score like 240, 230, and you get like 360 out of a Baker or something like that, 340, 350, 325 out of a Baker. So it makes sense to draft an early quarterback in this format. But it just depends on the board. You're still going to evaluate it similar. You're going to say to yourself, what the new confines and thought process around how much more valuable quarterbacks are, at least the top 5 in this format. Do I go early quarterback a little earlier, or am I still saying I'm going to get a guy I like that's going to pop off later? So I'm actually fine because this is a player I can't avoid. Look at McBride. McBride falling this late is crazy. But it's the early quarterbacks that have bumped him down. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, all gone. So naturally, Trey McBride got moved on downstream. Terry McLaurin, let's go to the ADP here. Let's go. I'm gonna go early quarterback here because he's the top guy left. Mahomey for me, just because I know Ray G would have sniped him anyway. So I'm gonna go Mahomey. JSN, nice pick. I like that. Brees Hall, it's a nice pick. My team so far: Mahomes, Malik, Puka. Don't have a running back yet. I'm gonna go RB here. I'm going to go with my boy. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. RJ Harvey is a running back 1. He is a running back 1 without a hesitation in my mind. So Neighbors, Puka, Mahomes, Harvey. Love that. Love that. What if you snag up Grendo? You got to get Grendo and Jordan James. You can't just have one. You got to have all 3. And if you're in best ball and you can afford to build a team like that, let's say it's in a 20-man roster, super flex or something, I'm more apt to try it. But at the same time, I would rather just grab Garendo and a different player. You know, I'd rather grab RJ Harvey or Hampton or somebody like that over. Like, I'm not going to take take those guys as high as McCaffrey, but I'll take a receiver or a quarterback or a Bowers or a McBride instead of McCaffrey, and then give me the Harvey instead of Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? I'm balancing the scales different, and then I'll take Garendo at the end of the draft. Then you won't get him. That's what I'm doing. Question is, how will you recover? You won't. If you have McCaffrey, but you don't have Garendo, because I've got him, or my followers have him, and they snag him from you, you're done. You're toast. You're toast, buddy. Rasheed Rice, Travis Hunter, nice picks. I like these. Hampton, nice pick. JJ, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Hampton, okay. Jamar Chase, Ladd, Burrow, Joe Mixon. Don't like the Mixon pick, but I like the rest so far. Barkley, Jaden Daniels, T. Higgins, Devontae Adams. Yeah. Don't mind that team. The team's got some firepower. What type of draft is this? Right on screen, my bro. It's right on screen. Some of you just aren't paying attention. Some of you haven't. You watch the first 30 minutes and then call in, and I don't mind because I like talking about it, and there's players that we need to discuss, but some people aren't paying attention. D'Lo, like Aaron Rodgers, if you're a Steeler fan, he ain't paying attention either. No problem, Steelo. It's all good, bro. Yeah, Garendo's amazing to have in a standalone fashion. Who is the best player available at this point? It's so hard to know. You get down to this range and it's tough because, like, I like Devontae Smith, I like DK, I like a handful of these guys. I need RBs, but I don't want to force it. I'm not going quarterback again because it's weeklies. Not that I, might not go quarterback, but I mean, not that I won't go quarterback later or something, like a semi-bully. Devontae Smith just went. Okay. So for me, it's down to DK, Laporta, and this is tough. For me, I like Monty a lot in weeklies. Monty and Harvey can absolutely get it done in weeklies for me. I could get top 10 running back finishes out of them, no problem. I've got Malik Neighbors and Puka Mahomes. I feel pretty good about this team. We'll go, do we go DK or Laporta? I'll cube DK in case I time out. I'm probably going to go, yeah, we'll just go DK. Like this team, high upside. Nobody's got a better receiving room than I do. Neighbors, Puka, DK, Harvey, Monty, Mahomes. Weekly winners. Team so far from the 12th spot, you got Ray G with BT, Achan, JSN, Brees Hall, Debo, Bo Nix. Nice team. My team right here, on the far right. Neighbors, Puka, Mahomes, RJ Harvey, Monty, DK. Not my favorite team I've ever drafted in weeklies, but I like it a lot. Amon-Ra, Nico, Evans, Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Ted McMillan, McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, James Cook, Devontae Smith, Sam Laporta. Good team. It is a good team, but I don't know if our lead is watching. But you're not gonna get Garendo. I mean, you're gonna have to take him stupid early, and it's gonna ruin your draft because you're not getting Garendo, bro. Derrick Henry, Bucky Irving, Trey McBride, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton, Calvin Ridley, Genty, Drake London, Jalen Hurts, Tyreek Hill. Man, Tyreek Hill's not the worst gamble known to man in round 4, but to me, this ruined the team. CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Garrett Wilson, Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Fields. I like that team. Bijan Robinson, Josh Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr., Travis Hunter, Trevion Henderson. See, I don't love the QB stack here because you went early quarterback, so I kind of think you're playing catch up and you were doing a bang up job, and you still have a great team. But what a recovery. Bijan and then Josh Allen early. MHJ is your low-end wide receiver 1. He's got tons of upside. Travis Hunter is a low-end wide receiver 1. So you got 2 low-end wide receiver 1s by not going wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. And then Trevion Henderson fell to you, who's got low-end running back 1 upside to me. So you really, really did good. But I don't know if I love the Baker call. Gibbs, Lamar, Kyron, Kittle, Pickens, Flowers. Good team. Really good team. That 1 spot, Barkley, Jaden Daniels, Higgins, Devontae Adams, J-Mo. 2 spot, Chase, McConkey, Burrow, Mixon, Worthy, Aaron Jones. I hate your running backs. I love your team. I wish you'd have taken different running backs because this is sick. It's a good team, minus the RBs. Aaron Jones. Now, for a week, could Mixon and Aaron Jones do it? Yeah, but how many shots are you going to get at 20K then? You know, once they're done. JJ, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Hampton, DJ Moore. Okay. All right, we're swinging on down toward my pick here coming up. Cole, I don't know if you're in a state that doesn't allow you to do underdog. You have to check, bro. It might tell you. I like the way Scattaboo runs. I do too, Mark. I love that people hate Scattaboo. All right, phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. We're on the clock here. I'm going to go Kelsey here. I don't have a tight end yet. So I got Mahomes and Kelsey stacked. I got Neighbors, Puka, DK. I've got Harvey and Monty. Feeling pretty solid about the team so far. Liking what I see. Olave ain't bad here. You know, kind of tempted halfway to go Pacheco in a way, just to have that KC stack, but I'm not feeling like super good about all these options really. I guess I'll take a gamble on Olave. And I'm not a huge Olave guy at all, but that just gives me just a sick wide receiver crew. You know, for weeklies, it's kind of, you know, it's a spot that you start the most players in. You know, so three wide receivers and then a flex, so you could start 4. So Neighbors, Puka, DK, Olave. It's pretty good, man. I mean, nobody has this wide receiver room. Nobody. Yeah, I mean, Kelsey and then Malik Neighbors, Puka, DK, Olave. My pass catching room is unreal. Harvey and Monty. Look, in weeklies, all I need to do, like, so for week 1, if everybody's healthy, I don't even need to draft another running back if I don't want to. I'm not saying that's smart. I'm not saying I could weather through any sort of injury. I'd be done. I wouldn't be able to compete any week. But weeklies is all about how many points you score in one given week. No week is tied to the other week. Week 2 has nothing to do with week 1. Week 16 has got nothing to do with the first 15 weeks. Week 17 has nothing to do with the first 16 weeks. Your entire team could be suspended for 16 games, and then in week 17 they all get to play, and you got a shot at 20K. Every week is reset with the team that you drafted. You don't get to redraft. You don't get ad drops. It's just, you got to preemptively try and figure everything out, all the strategies that go involved in that. And so essentially, if Harvey and Monty stayed healthy all year, aside from their week 12 and week 8 bye weeks, I could, if I wanted to, it'd be crazy, but I could say, I'm not drafting another quarterback, I'm not drafting another running back, and I'm just going to bank on this team trying to win 20K with Mahomes, Harvey, and Monty balling out together, and me getting as many wide receivers and tight ends as I want to have the right combination for the week that they blow up. You could do anything you want. And there's no data really yet on this that's strong enough, because it's only been a couple years they've had this contest available. There's not enough data to really know what all strategies can be exhausted, or who has the best idea of you know, how can they turn this thing into a, you know, a crazy scenario. Let me go over to the board so you can see what picks are going. I'm sorry. All right, dial in, guys. Phone line's open. I don't know. You guys have been a little shy lately the last couple days on the phone lines. Ibuka, nice pick. Kind of glad you took him, so I don't take another wide receiver, I guess. But I don't mind. I'll keep doing it. If the weeks are not tied together, how do they keep the scoring? I don't know what you mean. How do they not keep the scoring? I don't know what you mean, Shamrock. Every week is separate. So if you are the highest scorer out of all hundreds of thousands of people, you win 20K. If you're second, you win 10K, you know, and so on. And then at the end, week 2, it's 0, 0, 0. Everybody's got 0. Week 2, it's all about who scores the most points in week 2. Week 3, week 1's done. It's already paid out. Week 2 is already paid out. Week 2, week 1 have nothing to do with week 3. It's that simple, my boy. Najee ain't bad here. Javonte ain't bad here. I'm gonna go Tootin. I like drafting Bashal Tootin here. Truly believe, yeah, I was gonna take Najee, but I didn't. So he's all yours, Ray G. I think I'll go ETN here. My running stable is the only thing of question right now. I'm banking on Mahomes and Kelsey, essentially. I'm not saying I won't back them up, but I'm banking on Mahomes and Kelsey balling out, and then I'm trying to get the most ammunition I can around that, so that I can have almost like, think of Mahomes and Kelsey are the flop for every one of my weeks, and then I'm trying to accumulate the best hand that I can combine with it, and I'm going to bank on that, you know, to some degree. And so Tootin and ETN gives me great upside to now navigate and weather through Monty or Harvey, not only injuries, but a bad week. If everybody fires off and I don't have any, like, it would be a shame that Mahomes, Kelsey, all my wide receivers explode. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I got Monty and Harvey only, and they don't do well. And all I needed was to have the ETN Bashal Tootin stack. Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the phone line, bro. Who is this? I'm sorry, bro. Hold on. I got to turn the phone line on again. What's up, my boy? I'm sorry about that. What can I do for you? What's your...
Yeah, what's good, bro? What's good, Smitty?
What's your name and where you call? What's your name and where you calling from?
Dom. I'm calling back. Dom from the voice.
Oh, Dom. Okay. Dom, what
Yeah,
can
what's
I
good?
what can I do for you?
So the draft that you did at the spot, can this work in a redraft? Is a regular redraft, or is this like mainly for basketball? I'm just asking.
My strategy?
Yeah, like can this work in an actual regular draft, or is this only for basketball? Like
My strategy? I like my strategy in any format. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking that. Okay, that's a bet. That's a bet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm building it specifically tailor-made for this. I'm getting the suit custom fit for weeklies, but I'm not saying that I couldn't draft a variant of it. Would I draft it the same way if I could go back? If you told me, hey, this is not a weekly contest, would I draft it the same way? Probably not. But will this work? Sure. There's nothing wrong with it.
Because the Mahomes pick at the third was really like cool. Like it was risky, but like I feel like that would be. I don't know if I would take Mahomes over Burrow personally.
I didn't take Mahomes over Burrow.
Oh,
you're confused again, my boy. It's okay.
Bro,
and again, this is weekly winners. So the quarterbacks go really early in this specific contest.
That I didn't.
Yeah.
Memory. I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's right.
Okay. And RJ Harvey, I like that pick at the over Kamara definitely because I don't trust Kamara's offense. I mean, yeah, I would take RJ Harvey over that tier.
Yeah, I love Harvey. To me, if I had to pay, don't tell anybody. Okay, I'm just telling this to you. I'm not telling this to the 162 watching. I would take Harvey if his ADP rose. I would take him without a hesitation in round number 3. Without a hesitation.
God dang.
Without a hesitation.
Late third, early third. Like what we call mid third.
Don't test me. Don't make me lose. Don't make me lose followers. Don't make me answer that question. Then people think I'm insane.
Okay. Bro, we got to, bro, because it's too late in the off season, bro. We got to know these answers, bro.
All right. Anything else, bro?
Let's see. The mid rounds, like, do you think RBs are more valuable than wide receivers in the late rounds, like 6 and 7? Like,
these are answers that don't have an answer. These are case by case. Can't use a blanket statement. I know people want easy fixes like, hey, how can I lose weight without putting in the work? That's when someone asks me, do I take a quarterback in round 3? They want an easy fix. I'd be lying to you if I could tell you, yes, you take a quarterback in round 3, or hey, wide receivers are better than running backs in round 7. Those are easy fixes that are not the truth. They're not the truth.
Okay. It depends on the situation. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
All right, bro.
Thinking about all right, never mind. I got you.
All right, call back if you've got another one. I'll be here.
All right, thanks.
All right, later. Okay, so I snagged Garendo. I got Bashal Tootin, ETN, Isaac Garendo, and Tank Bigsby. My running back stable is killer considering this build. We're talking about we need a player to pop, right? We need weekly winners. We want to win 1 week to win 20K. Mahomes, boom. Harvey, Monty, consistent as can be. Love it. Tootin, ETN with Bigsby, all 3 of the Jaguar running backs in Liam Cohen's offense, plus Isaac Garendo. Nailed it. Then we got Neighbors, Puka, DK, Alave, I could almost draft like one more wide receiver if I wanted, because it's weekly winners and I'm so strong there. I don't even need to worry about wide receiver. I could forget to draft wide receiver. I could have a short-term memory loss like the guy that just called and not draft another wide receiver and be like, oh, damn, I'm still looking good. Vidal says, Smitty, you usually on point. Vidal, before I even read the rest of this, I love how you assume, before I even read, that because I don't agree with something that you're about to say, all of a sudden I'm not on point. You're usually on point, but this time, everything but really think you're sleeping on Caleb Johnson. I'm willing to bet 10 push-ups he finishes top 15. 10 push-ups? What the hell's 10 push-ups to me, bro? I'll do 10 push-ups right now for free. Like, what do we do with 10 push-ups? Vidal, 10 push-ups wouldn't even get you out of breath. How's that saving your life? How about 500 push-ups? And top 15 running back, I don't think it's out of the question. And not to mention, I'm not down on Caleb Williams. You're just too high on Caleb Williams. That when I don't rank him where you rank him, you think I hate him. I like Caleb Williams, sorry. Caleb Johnson. I don't like Caleb Williams. I'm not drafting Caleb Williams at all. Sorry. Caleb Johnson. Just because I don't rank Caleb Johnson where you do doesn't mean I hate him. It just means I think you're way overvaluing him. He's got Jaylen Warren in his way. He's not going away. Jaylen Warren's commanding so much. 10 push-ups, bro. 10 push-ups. I can do 10 push-ups while I'm in between my picks here. I'll do that. I'll do it right now in advance for you, even though I'm going to win that bet. 15, he could be top 15, but I'll take it. I'll take it anyway. And I'll do my push-ups in advance so that you at least do 20. That's what I want for you. I want good health. And hold on. Whoa. We probably need a QB here. We'll go Zach Ertz. And we'll do Zach Ertz and then
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
with my feet up on the chair, bro. On the chair. What are we doing? 10 push-ups. I don't want to miss my pick, so hold on. I'll redo them. Do I go? Let's go Tua. Tua can have big games. Tua can have big games.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
How can I do push-ups? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. You want me doing 10 push-ups, bro? You got to do them elevated or some shit. Look at this squad. Look at this squad. Patrick Mahomes. Tua Tagovailoa. And Tua's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but Tua's so good at having a 40, 50-point game before he gets knocked out of the next one. Harvey, Monty, Tootin, Etienne, Garendo, Bigsby. I'm out of breath. But I mean, those are hard. I'm going to be out of breath for those. Neighbors, Puka, DK, Olave, Kelsey, Ertz. Love it. Love it. Doing it live. Ten push-ups. Smitty, I'll bet you 10 squats. I kind of bent my toe back up on the desk here. Let me go back and rewatch the replay of that, see how the form looked. All right, here we go. My legs are I don't think you can see it, but my legs are on the desk right here. You just can't see with all this shit in the way. But that's how you got to do it, man. Elevate. We're doing 10. We're elevating. Gotta admit, my toe hurts. Might not be my back is a little bent from that. I was a little arched. My back hurts. My toe. Yeah, a little toe turf. Might need to go on IR. Maybe a walking boot. Oh, that wasn't maybe. And I kept hitting my head on the chair and just dragging my head up against the chair just like this, getting road rash because there wasn't enough room. But I did it anyway. I did it live. I was gonna time out. Shit. Take him, a guy that barely gets drafted. I didn't want to get timed out on a player I didn't want. So I just swiped on it. It's very early, I know. All right, let's go wide receiver shopping one more time, shall we? Let's grab. You know who I'm looking for? Somebody that could get in there and just have a day. Let's go Tesla. Because I don't think he's going to help you consistently, but that's a guy that could go in and just have one of those, like if one of the top 2 wide receivers, if J-Mo or, knock on wood, St. Brown get hurt, like that could be a receiver nobody else has. And that's kind of what you want to also have mixed in. You want to have somebody that I'm working harder than Diggs this offseason. Mike, you're right. Guy's a disaster. You want to have somebody that nobody else really has, or a lot of people don't have. And Tesla in this format, I bet a lot of people don't care about him. So we're probably good at wide receiver. I don't care about bye weeks at all. I mean, it's not like I have a problem with it anyway, you know. Bye weeks are fine. Week 8, I got a lot of running back bye weeks, but I have Isaac Grendo and Tank. Week 8, I've got missing Puka anyway. Week 8, I'm missing, yeah. I mean, it's nice to cover everything, because what if week 8 is my biggest week somehow? And then I don't have the running back support at all. Oh, like no support on my back. It's all right. Anyway, Vidal, appreciate the $5 hauler. I accept your challenge. I just paid up. So if you lose, you owe me 20. Deal? Get a workout in, my guy. And push-ups. I think Diggs is 50% going to get cut. I said that before that news broke, where people are like, Zolak, the New England Patriots announcer, Smitty doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't care what he said. What he said backs up what I said the night before on the live stream, where I said I wouldn't be shocked if the team's like, what do we do here? Do we keep him? Do we get rid of him? Do we have a conversation with him? Do we tell him he's got to figure this out? Got to change it up. What's he do the next day? And he could have maybe potentially Sorry. Potentially, maybe taking these photos and the videos that got released today and everything got spread around the day before still. So it's like he did clean it up. He did stop doing what he was doing. But there's a photo of him, and looks like it might have been the same day, maybe not. But they posted it anyway of Nicki Minaj Cardi B. I mix the two up all the time. I'm going Jordan James here. Man, this guy that got Garendo didn't get either one. Jordan James, they got 3 tight ends. I'm going to go Milrow for just a little excitement. Quarterback bye weeks are all completely different. Milrow is something spicy that other people won't have, and that helps you in some cases win. Tesla is my other kind of spicy take. It's a good team. So in review, Mahomes, Tua, Jalen Milrow, so Mahomes, Harvey, Monty. Then I got all the Jaguar running backs: Tootin, ETN, Bigsby. I've got Garendo and Jordan James. I mean, in a world where you go Puka, you go Neighbors, you go DK, you go Mahomes, you go Harvey, you go Monty, you go Kelsey. In that world where you're kind of like, okay, I'm risking the biscuit a little bit on this Harvey Monty stack, and I go get all of the Jaguar running backs. We just saw Bucky get created by Liam Cohen. And then I grabbed both of the backups in San Francisco in a weeklies contest where I just need 1 week to pop, just one. No 1 week is tied to another. This running back room is exactly how you construct it. That receiving room is fantastic, man. This is, let's name this one. It gave me 180. These projections are a joke. 209. Brock, Herbert, Anthony Richardson, Darnold, Kamara, Connor, Swift, and Brian Robinson. St. Brown, Nico, Evans, I like that. Ted, okay. Otten, I like Otten, but as like a 2 or 3. Schultz, Jawan, Arroyo, I like Arroyo, but what are we doing? 200? I don't think so. Let's rename this one. Let's rename it. We'll put the TV emoji, because I did this on a show. Weekly winner, and then we'll put Neighbors, Hookah. And save that one. 20K to first, 10K to second, third gets 6,500, so on and so on. Okay, I'm feeling really good about that squad. All right, a couple more phone calls. Any super chats need to be handled, I'll handle those right now. Vidal, thank you for the super chat, my boy. Anybody else have a question or a super chat? Let it rip before we end this show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Let her rip. We're here just for a little bit longer. Your boy's gonna. There's a video up. Go watch the video today. It looks like this. It's one of the most recent uploads. It's called. It's the most recent upload. The Disrespected series. This is Hendy. Hendy is getting disrespected like a madman. The one before that, if you missed it, the Disrespected episode was Bucky. And so these 2 episodes are up, and as you now know, we have a board.
The Disrespected.
There they are right there. The Disrespected. The top 5 most disrespected players in Fantasy Football 2025. You see number 5 and number 4. Gump, you're live.
Jared Goff, the most disrespected quarterback. Number 1, Jared Goff.
Finish him. Call terminated.
Rock out, you're live. You know, Gump gets hung. He doesn't learn. Like you call in and you start talking about the Lions over and over and over. You get hung up on. Go ahead. No, this isn't a Lions show. Go ahead, Rock out. You're live.
Why do I don't get the Gump treatment?
Why don't you get the Gump treatment?
3 X's.
I don't know. You got to ask the audience that. You got to ask the audience that. What's up, my boy?
Yeah, like a couple of days ago on the radio, someone talking about if Caleb was in the Kingsbury situation, he would have been as good as JD5. I think he would have been better than he was, but I don't think it's.
Finish him. Call terminated.
He wanted it. Rockout's been begging for it. Rockout's dream just came true tonight. He wanted to be hung up on. Look, Rockout, call back in real quick. Call back in again. Just can't have that kind of stuff on my airwaves, or we have a problem. People start thinking that's a potential outcome of this situation. Rockout, I'm sorry. It's not that I hung up on you because you believe that. I hung up on you because you were even associated with it. The fact that you even let yourself hear that is why you got hung up on. But go ahead, Rockout, keep going.
I don't believe what he was
I know.
saying, but
yeah.
I think Caleb would have been better than he was.
Yeah,
in that
a little bit.
Not as good as him.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, we said it before that JD5, if he went to Chicago, he too would have been hampered a little bit by Poles and Ryan, Eberflus and Shane Waldron. Because I even said I don't want him to go there. Thank God that Ryan Poles is in charge in Chicago, because he's an imbecile. And the fact that he has no idea JD5 is the best quarterback to ever come out of college in the last couple decades is so funny. Because it was so obvious. Apparently it wasn't. I don't know. I felt like walking onto I felt like I walked into whenever I'd have this debate with somebody, I felt like I was walking into like a 3rd grade classroom and having a philosophical debate. And the people would be like, Smitty, this is bold. And I'm like, it's like just walking in and trying to convince a kid that 10 times 10, equals not 4. And it's like, this is wild, Smitty. I know we're only in 3rd grade, but when we get older, we're going to find out if this is true. That's how it felt. That's how it felt to me having JD5 debates with people. I'm like, this is the easiest thing in the world, but I'll take it. You think I'm bold? Good. There's definitely nobody that called it like we did. So, I'm definitely proud of the JD5 takes, but the fact that people even thought that this was like a debate worth having, the fact that anybody thought that an organization, especially Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, who can't develop quarterbacks, can't draft quarterbacks, can't run an organization, can't make the right decisions, that team, I mean, thank God they were drafted 1. I wanted Washington to grab JD5 so bad. They're such a good organization. It's such a good turnaround.
Yeah. I'm glad.
What else you got? Come on, Mike. This is embarrassing. When secondhand embarrassment, when someone says something like, it's so embarrassing, like you're embarrassed, and I'm not even like tied to it. Caleb isn't that guy, Travis. He's the guy.
They're just different levels. That's all I got to say, Mike.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
God, that's cringe. Gump, you're live for a very short period of time, I imagine. But go ahead, you're live.
The next guy that's disrespected is Jonathan Taylor.
Right. I won't hang up on you on that because it's not filled with complete bias. Yeah, I understand it. I also understand my point of view, which is I like JT, but not over just a handful of guys that I'll draft every time over him. It's kind of like, it's really kind of like, in a way, a player, I'm trying to think of an example, like McLaurin. I love McLaurin. Nobody loved McLaurin more than this channel. We talked about it. J-Mo too. We love J-Mo on this channel. Don't get into how I'm wrong. Just let it be, Gump. Let me just say this. It's not that I don't love these two players, but we were high on them last year when there were pennies on the dollar. And it's like catching a falling knife to a degree. You're going to get cut a little bit trying to grab at the height that it's at now. I mean, especially with the changes going on in both Detroit and the addition of Debo in Washington, there's room for regression, and people are going to rush in and try and buy at the peak. And it's not that it can't stay high still, but it's just I like so many other players better at McLaurin's ADP, even though I love McLaurin. And I support McLaurin. We touted him higher than anybody could tout him last year. Same thing with J-Mo. Trade for him, you're going to win a league. Trade for him, he's going to help you win a league at least. Trade for him, trade for him, trade for him. People traded for him. People were helped winning leagues because of that advice. Same thing with James Cook. Trade for James Cook. I said it all year. Trade for James Cook. Trade for James Cook. Trade for J-Mo. Trade for J-Mo. McLaurin was early preseason. Go draft McLaurin. Draft McLaurin. DJ Moore. What happened to DJ Moore? In getting Fields that one year, becoming a top 5 wide receiver is going to happen to this kid, McLaurin, who's been waiting for a quarterback. He gets JD5. We were right on that too. But it doesn't mean we follow all of these sheep to the slaughter by drafting at this super high value where they're just safer, better players around them. So in the case of Caleb Johnson, the super chat I had a minute ago, it said you're not, normally you're on point, Smitty, but this one why are you not high on Caleb? Caleb Johnson's nice, but he's going too high. Guess who else is going way too high? Ted McMillan, who's nice, but he just doesn't belong in round 4. That's for sure. Doesn't matter if I like him, don't like him. He does not belong in round 4. Ted McMillan is a bad pick in round 4. It leaves you no room to negotiate. It leaves you no room for error. He has to be you're thinking, this is going to be a baller like BTJ to a degree. Well, I mean, he has to be, or you don't get your value back. So same thing across the board with other players. What was the one where JT? So Gump said JT. I like JT. I just like other players better around his ADP, and not just one or two. So many that I'm never seeing JT on my teams. It's just the way it is. He's injury prone a lot. His offense is not going to be moving the football down the field on a regular basis. His quarterbacks will change out, which will affect, checkdowns, not checkdowns. It's just going to jostle up his world, and he's always banged up. So give him more stacked boxes in a rotational QB situation and no red zone consistency. That's an injury waiting to happen. So I'll just stay away. Gump, anything else?
And then King Kincaid being not a king, Kincaid, but a regular pauper citizen.
Kincaid. It sounds like a beginning of a rap song. Gump, hit it. Kincaid. Kincaid.
The king is no more. The king is no more. And even
Gump never says things twice. Kincaid?
The king is no more. The king is no more. He is reduced to Pauperville. He's gone. He's gone off your fantasy team. The king is no more.
All right, I'm embarrassed.
Finish him. Call terminate.
You make me embarrassed for you. I'm hanging up on you. Kincaid, and I got to go anyway. Kincaid is, look, he's a free player to grab and stash, and you hope for the best, but they obviously haven't been developing him the way they should. I like him a lot. Could he be a late bloomer? Maybe. I hope. I'll be rooting for it. I will be rooting for it. Gumpy 2 times. Yeah, that's maybe what Hazelnut we need to name him going forward. Gumpy 2 times. Anything else, Rock Out?
When it comes to Pitts, would you rather him to try to stay and do good in the Falcons, or go somewhere else and do good or potentially good?
Yeah. Don't send him elsewhere where he's got to learn a new system, and no, he is moving wouldn't be good for him. He's got Penix. He's got a great offense. He's going to live near the red zone. He's got so many weapons that he can't ever be double teamed. There's just no shot at that. So yeah, you want to keep him where he is. All right, rock out. Call him tomorrow. Appreciate you, bro. You're the man.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. Guys, if you want to draft like we did tonight, Underdog, promo code Smitty. The link's in the description. The link is in the live chat. I'll drop the link right now. Anybody wants to jump in on these drafts, hit this link, do it live, smash it. That way you're prepared for next time. Because if you don't hit that link now, you're going to forget, and then we're going to go live, and then you're not going to get in, and you're going to try and scramble to sign up. You're going to be like, can I get in still? No, you're not. So just hit it now. Do it. $10 minimum. They'll give you a bonus credit up to $1,000, depending on your first deposit. So smash it. Do it live. Don't forget to watch the disrespected video on number 4 and number 5 if you missed it.
The disrespected.
Go watch them. Do it live. Don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. I'm going to the Patreon right now. $10 a month. Cancel anytime. It's getting packed in there. You ask a question like, hey guys, what do you think of this trade? You're getting immediate responses. Even like this late at night, there's people lingering in there. Join the Patreon. I just dropped the link right now. I'll pin the link right now on the way out the door so you guys can jump in if you want. But click this link. I'll be in the Patreon. Travis is usually in there too. Travis is always helping people out in there. Hit that link that's in the live chat. It's in the description as well. I got to change this because I narrowed it down to less than 10 chats because I want it to be more organized. But it's unbelievable. It's such a great community. Get on over there. I do live streams in there too. Video. They added video live streams as a potential product here, so it's all included. You get video live streams in there. I'll probably go live at least once, maybe more times, maybe even a lot of short shots of video live streams inside here only on game days during the games. So get on over there. And then don't forget my thefantasyfootballshow.com. You know the deal. You know the drill. You know the guy. These guys. You know the thing. Get on over there. thefantasyfootballshow.com. Rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators. I got into the industry around 2002 to 2003. And I got in because I was looking for a trade calculator and there wasn't one in the industry. And that's what got me into it in 2002, back, right after Y2K. Right after 2002, I couldn't find a trade calculator. I'm like, this is BS. There should be a trade calculator in fantasy football. And so I couldn't find one. So I said, I'll do it myself.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
I am Scatman. Who needs my help? Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. And additionally live most midnights Eastern. See you on the Patreon right now. Link is pinned. See you on the Patreon. I'm over there right now. Hey, Kruger, say bye to the people. Tell them who's the best pick in fantasy.
All right, folks, it's time to say goodbye. And remember, the best pick in fantasy is the one and only Breece Hall. Drop a deuce on that like button, and we'll catch you next time.
Brees Hall. I like it, Kruger. It's bold, but give us one more. Who's my favorite pick?
You got it. Your favorite pick is none other than Malik Neighbors. He's your dark horse number 1 wide receiver, and you know he's going to light it up this season.
I don't know if I qualify him as number 1, but that's damn good. He's definitely one of my favorite picks this year and a guy I've been touting like no other. Give the people one more shot, then tell them what to do with the like button.
Absolutely. One more shout. Jaden Daniels is another top pick you've been ahead of the curve on. And folks, don't forget to drop a deuce on that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and ready for more.
Stay loose. Stay liquid.
Stay flowing, stay ever flowing like the water in the ocean or the wind blows.